Welcome to Auto Elements, everyone. This is a brand new car reviewing channel where we talk everything cars. So we'll be looking at your budget small hatchback cars to the most expensive electric SUVs like we have here today, the BMW iX. Right, hope you join me for the journey. Hope you enjoy it. And right, let's get to it without wasting any further time. So this is the BMW iX. The BMW iX is an electric SUV, a luxury electric SUV, or an SAV as BMW would prefer to call them. The car, well, this one launched in South Africa late November last year, 2021, and right, it launched at a starting price of 1.6 million rand. Which is just over 100,000 rand compared to the xDrive 30D. So it is a comparable vehicle to the xDrive. The size and features, pretty much almost everything would be comparable, except that this is an electric vehicle. So you do have a choice if you're looking for an xDrive or an iX or electric vehicle, and you have about 1.6 million rands, so you can actually choose between these two vehicles. So BMW is actually making it easy for you to choose. And right, so the iX comes with two models at the moment in South Africa. We've got the iX40 xDrive, and then you've got the iX50 xDrive. So that's the more powerful version. They're all-wheel drive. They come with quite a few features actually, and you get quite a lot of things as standard. For instance, the iXDrive 40 comes with a lot of standard equipment, including a fully featured iDrive 8 infotainment system, which is BMW's latest iDrive system, which controls the multimedia, car functions, climate control, pretty much everything or every function you can think of, you control it on the iDrive in the vehicle. And the iDrive can be used using the toggle wheel on the center console. You can use the touch screen, or you can even use just gesture controls. Right, you also get air suspension, tow hitch. You can tow with this vehicle, of course, up to 2.5 tons. Right, soft closed doors, something you don't get a lot on normal vehicles these days. Those are actually mostly reserved for the high-end vehicles like the 7 Series, S-Class, A8, you name that. And right, a panoramic glass roof, right, which actually can go opaque or transparent at the touch of a button, and that also comes included. BMW Live Cockpit, online services or connected services, they come included. Harman Kardon sound system is included, wireless charging, tire pressure monitoring, Active Guard Plus, which is the self-healing grill, controversial grill, which actually packs quite a few technological features there. So if it gets a scratch with a little bit of heat application, either from the sun or with a hairdryer, you can actually remove the scratches from there, so it can actually stay looking brand new for a long time, for years to come. And that's because it actually has some sensors hidden behind the grill itself, so it needs to have that those self-healing properties in order to be able to use those sensors over a prolonged period of time, months, or let's actually say years, because that's basically how long it would last. Right, and then what else do we have? Right, we have quite a few things. When it comes to right, the interior, the design of the interior is out of this world. This vehicle speaks luxury, and you see it from the moment you open the doors. Right, the windows slightly open because they are actually frameless window doors. You don't get any frames on the windows. and right, the leather is absolutely beautiful. You get this typical BMW leather that is high quality, but the specific leather used on the iX is actually tanned using olive oil extracts or something like that. So I'm not quite sure what that means, but it is sustainable. So it is sustainable leather. So if you are vegan or don't want pure leather, because of course they had to kill a cow to get the leather, this one is actually somewhat sustainably sourced. And yeah, so you've got a wireless charging pad on the inside the cabin. There's a huge bin inside the storage area. You can store your things. There's no center console. Well, there's no pretty much like a transmission trunk, because this is an electric vehicle. It doesn't have any gearbox, so there's a lot of space. You can fit things in the door bins, in the center console, the boot, or behind the rear seats. You actually get quite a lot of space as well. 500 liters, which is more than enough to carry normal luggage. Whether you're going to the airport or going on holiday, it's more than enough, and it can actually seat 5 adults comfortably. Since there's no transmission tunnel in the middle, the floor is completely flat. There's space for your knees, for your feet. You can actually sit comfortably over long distances. There's nothing to worry about when it comes to space in this vehicle, because BMW claims that the space inside the iX is comparable to the space you'd get in a BMW X7. So on the outside, the body, the iX is similar to an X5, but the interior is similar to an X6. I don't know how they did that, but they did it. And I can actually see that this is a very beautiful car, very spacious, and right, charging ports, right, you've got plenty of those. And the front seats have 2 USB-C charging ports on each seat. So we can charge we can charge actually 4 devices from the back. And at the front, you've got a wireless charging pad. I've already mentioned that. There's also USB-C that you can use for connecting your vehicle. Android Auto is included. Apple CarPlay is included, and it's wireless. The infotainment system actually can be updated wirelessly, so the features you get in the car will always, or the operating system itself, if I must say, will stay up to date with the latest features, because BMW just pushes the updates wirelessly into your vehicle. And yeah, there's ambient lighting. You can change the colors. There's quite a variety of colors that you can select. There's 4-zone climate control, where each individual seat can actually select their own preferred climate. So you can either keep your seat hot or cold, whatever the conditions require. And yeah, the design of the vehicle is very beautiful. You've got these gold, bronze elements highlighted all of the vehicle from the outside to the inside. And right, BMW laser lights already included here. So crystal elements on the seat adjustment, and the dial that you use to control the vehicle, the gas selector, the mode selector, like the wood used here, it actually feels like real wood. I don't know if they used real wood, but it actually looks like real wood. And the interesting part about the center console, where the wood finish is that actually there are buttons there. They're not physical buttons, they're capacitive. That means you just touch. You don't have to actually use force. As long as you can touch it, it gives you a feedback. Like it's got haptic feedback with a clicking sound, which gives you reassurance that okay, I've actually pressed this button, I've touched this button, I've selected that function. So yeah, it is very actually well laid out, well thought out, and beautiful. It's a beautiful place to be. And right, I would love to actually take it on a long journey, take it for a drive, and actually feel how comfortable this is. But of course, with an air suspension, you can adjust the ride quality. You can select sport, which makes it a bit firmer. You can select comfort, more efficient, and tones down everything, makes it waft around the highway, absorbs bumps and imperfections on the road beautifully. You don't have to worry about that. And yeah, so this would be a beautiful car to live with every day. I mean, I wouldn't mind using a car like this as my daily driver for daily commuting to and from work, and for transporting my family to, I don't know, wherever we might be going to, and look, with a 400 kilometer range, like that would be more than enough. provided that I can find charging stations along my route. So yeah, the BMW iX comes with a 76.6 kilowatt hour battery, so it's not the biggest battery you find on the market. I think the biggest batteries you can find so far, like for instance on the Mercedes EQS, is just over 100 kilowatt hour battery, which gives you a little bit more range. But of course, it depends on the setup of the vehicle, how it drives, and how you drive it as well. And yeah, here's what we've got right here: BMW iX electric SUV. Let me know if you would consider buying actually an electric vehicle living in South Africa. Would this work for you? What range would you say is comfortable for you to actually consider buying a vehicle, and at what price range? How much are you willing to pay to actually consider buying an electric vehicle? Would a price range 500,000 or 250,000 be reasonable enough for you to consider an electric vehicle? Because a lot of people complain that well, electric vehicles, they're quiet, they don't drive that well, you don't actually feel connected to the car, because like it's just quiet, you just put the pedal down and it just moves, and that's all it does. You know, a lot of people are still attached to the sound and the changing of gears, you know, like that's why like cars like the VW GTI are so popular, your RS3s, RS5s, because like you change gears, the pedal shifters and anything like that. But guys, the world is changing, and some of us, if not all of us, need to adapt. Petrol cars or diesel cars are getting banned in many countries, especially in Europe, and you know, sooner or later we are also going to have to adapt to these new standards, because fuel prices, we all know, they've been getting extremely expensive, and you know, some people have actually even considered selling their vehicles, because it doesn't make sense. Like if you're going to keep a high performance hatchback or SUV and it charges so much petrol, whereas you know, you're paying so much money to fill up your tank, it doesn't really make sense. Would actually buying an electrical car make more sense, you know? So yeah, let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are when it comes to electric vehicles and the BMW iX in particular, because we have it here in the market now. You can actually go to a BMW dealership and order one yourself. There will be more cars, electric cars specifically, that will be coming from BMW. There's the i4, which comes in two variants. There's the i4, the 40, there's the i4, the M50, which is the high performance model, and there's also the iX3, which is based on the X3, which will also be coming. And yeah, so the brands are bringing their cars now, their electric cars. So yeah, you'll be seeing them, more of them on the road. And Audi is also committed to building charging stations as well, in addition to what we already have, which are not a lot, but you can actually still charge your electric vehicle. But the more the merrier, as you can see with how Tesla has done it in the US, in China, and now in Europe. So yeah, electric cars are the way to go, guys. So yeah, tell me what your thoughts are. Would you consider an electric vehicle? Because I definitely would. And if I had the money, the iX is definitely the type of car I would consider buying. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining me for the video today. Your support is much appreciated. Yeah, if you've got any thoughts, any stories to share, any suggestions, just jot it down in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the video. And yeah, I'll leave details about BMW Centurion in the description below. Thank you so much to BMW Centurion and Collins Malongete, who helped me get this car for this particular review. Thank you so much to you guys for sticking up to this point in the video, and see you in the next one.